Good morning to you, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be right now in your day. And this is Kimberly, the founder of the Infinite Spark Collective. Today is Monday, June the 15th. I'm wearing a cooling tower. It's very, very warm here in the lower mainland, so I'm coping pretty well. This is helping, sorry. And I've got fans blowing. You probably can hear it, but I could be wrong. So if you saw the shorts video, you know we're working with 4 decks today. The messages of cosmic oracle cards. That is a message from the universe. The next is, soul truth for self-awareness. If you heard that, I went, ooh, because a very interesting question just came up in these cards. And now for the inner temple. I love the back of this book. It says your soul knows the way, because this is the spirit and heart of the divine collective. It's the soul of the universe bringing you the message today. And if this reading resonates, I am so happy it does. If it actually doesn't, feel free, go check out my past readings. Dates recorded, meaningless, because readings are timeless. You may hear exactly what you need to hear at that point. Oh. Okay, we're going to start with these three. The messages, well, they're pretty much in alignment. Give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living thing. In other words, for being human. You know, we incarnated here to ask for various experiences. And we incarnated with certain people to have certain lessons and all of that. And those of you on a spiritual path, you're very aware of that. But it ain't easy being human. God and Goddess knows that I've had my issues lately. And I can sense that you have to. God, I just realized, look at that. It's an astronaut. Have you seen the movie Interstellar? Really? Think about it. If you haven't seen it, I would go see it. I would rent it, buy it, watch it. Um, it's pretty incredible. Um, it is like jumping, like quantum jumping boundaries, timelines. Um, it's a little dystopian, but it's still a great movie. And the minute I looked at this, it's exactly what it reminded me of. So that's my suggestion for you. The next card, do you or do you believe you're worthy? Do you believe you're worthy? Don't answer that with your ego, okay? Answer that from your heart, from your soul. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on and wear it. It's a quote from Maya Angelou. For a big goal or dreams you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of all this? Today's mantra, or use this as often as you need to, I am worthy of it all. And that is not ego. Many of us go through life being told we're not enough. That becomes ingrained in us, and we continuously go through life going, we're not enough. I'm not worthy of, you know, I'm not worthy of success. I'm not worthy of whatever it is you're not feeling worthy of. We're already perfect, whole, and complete on the soul level. It's just because we came here to experience various things, um, so that the soul could learn what relationships are, what success is, what peace is, what joy is, what happiness is, what wealth is, um, etc. We end up, because we feel we're not enough, we end up feeling unworthy of the goals that we truly want to experience. And it takes a lot of work, and the reason those come up is because of the shadows that we dwell in. Okay? So this is your invitation to spend a little time in that zone. And like I said, don't go into this with ego and, no, I'm worthy of it all. Yes, that was an affirmation, but I'm going to turn that into an affirmation. Why am I so worthy of all that I desire? See, because your brain will go searching for the answers. This is not a question. An affirmation is not a question you logically answer with your conscious mind. It's your subconscious that needs to answer that. So let me repeat it. Instead of saying, I am worthy of all of it, why am I so worthy of all that I desire? Now, here we are again with the inner temple. And this is a soul inquiry card. Soul Inquiry cards have prompts at the end of the card description for you to respond to, not with your conscious mind. A soul inquiry prompt is an invitation for your soul or your inner wisdom, your higher self, to answer intuitively. You can contemplate the prompt through speaking your answer out loud, journaling, or holding the card to your heart. I know you can't physically hold the card, but it's the darkest night. So I'm not going to apologize if these cards that I pulled trigger your dark night of the soul. And you can go through more than one. Okay? Listen to any words, feelings, visions, or knowings that arise, excuse me, when you ask or when you answer that question. The darkest night. Some glamorize the spiritual awakening process. The spiritual awakening process, and I'm just telling you this, I'm not reading from the book. When you're in your sovereignty, when you're ascending, it's not love, light, floating, not any of that. It actually feels heavy and dense, and that's because you're leaving behind what no longer fits you anymore. From your soul, from your consciousness, from your subconscious. And you, in turn, come back with wisdom. Implying that it's all light and love, expanding highs, unity, consciousness, deep peace, and ecstatic bliss and spiritual visions. What did I just say? I know, because I'm going through this process right now myself. And ascension is not a linear thing. It's not like you take various steps. It comes and goes. You rise a little, and then you sit in it for a while. You stew in it for a while. One thing's for sure, those people probably haven't been through the dark night of the soul, and I have been through several. And pardon my language here, it ain't fucking fun, okay? It ain't joy and light, and it is hell. I'm not kidding you. This is a time of deep intuition, deep initiation for the soul. After the experiences caused at earlier stages of the awakening process, we're invited to descend into what's been hidden in the shadows, inherited, pushed down, silenced, ignored, or bypassed. Spiritual bypassing is a real interesting thing. I'd look it up. The dark night of the soul is, yes, where you do shadow work, releasing, energy work to clear away your limiting beliefs about people, about your life, about yourself. When the description says inherited, I'm going to substitute the word conditioned, because that's what happens to us when we're human. When we incarnate, we forget that little infinite spark of God residing within us. We forget that. And so we get into spiritual practices and we go through an awakening journey. And then one day, it's not like it's a linear thing, like I said, one day, all of a sudden, everything you were taught to believe about yourself, about other people, about relationships, about life, about work, about money, about health, about all of it gets thrown at you like you're standing in front of a wall and people are chucking paint and dirt and mud at you, when really it's the universe saying, you've got all this muck all over you, time to clean it up. And that's where the shadow work comes in. And as I've explained in other videos, shadow work is not just releasing the dark shadow. There's a golden shadow. These are all the good things that we suppress. Go look up Carl Jung, Jung. He talks about it a lot. In fact, there's a book, like I said, I've recommended it before. It's by Rohit Sahu. It's called Shadow Work for Beginners, and he explains both very, very well. And there are books on Amazon based on Carl Jung's words and teachings about shadow work, the dark and the golden. I would go look for some because my guys are telling me, you may think you've done it in the past. It's not a one and done process. The shadows are always there, and it's not about suppressing them, it's integrating them. And that's what you need to learn. And I'm going to teach you how I've done it based on my experience with it, and also from the knowledge I've gained from other teachers. We're called to go deeper than we ever have before. And as we welcome more and more of our soul here into our human selves and onto the planet, as we do, we discover the lost parts of ourselves that demand to be held and seen. And those parts ask that we sit with them and then feel in order to heal. And feeling in order to heal is what integration is. There are excruciating holy days of rebirth, of transfiguration, of dying and being reborn while still fully living. And if we choose to cross this threshold, we're invited to allow our soul to come more fully into our body and onto the planet. This, the book says, this can be painful. Trust me, it is. It ain't friggin' easy, okay? As we're forced to confront any separation or shadows that we find along the way. We must face the polarity and separation of this human life, as well as the joy and the sweetness. There's the dark and golden shadow right there. These are initiatory times. The only way through it, the only way out of it is to go through it. I'm sure you've heard that saying before. And if you let life initiate you, you'll be transformed anew. This is a powerful card of rebirth and transformation. Cloaked in the darkest night, seemingly separated from the divine, because the dark night of the soul is your separation from source and separation from the God within you, the God and Goddess within you. It's where we question everything. I mean it. And don't spiritually bypass and say, oh no, I've got this. Trust me. I'm still going through the Soul Work Journal from Project 369 by David Kuznicki. I'm not even anywhere near the good stuff, the golden shadow stuff, nowhere near it. I'm not rushing through the book just to get answers, just to integrate. In fact, I'm not even anywhere near through the first part of his course, Initiation, which is about self-actualization and self-realization. But with what I have learned so far, I am on that path, and I know it because last night, and I'm just going to tell you, I had a very long, tearful conversation with the universe. And I woke up different this morning, feeling the heaviness because I went online and I looked something up. And I basically asked an incredibly blunt question. And I'm going to read you what it says. Now, I asked how to have a stronger connection with God, aka Source, the universe, etc. And I asked that. And I unfortunately I can't find it right now. I thought I had it. Oh, wait. Unfortunately, I don't have it. So you're going to have to pardon. I was looking for it. I think I accidentally deleted it. Um, so, but essentially it's what the book said. It's this heavy feeling. And it's not comfortable. I'm going to tell you, it is not comfortable at all. It really isn't. Um, but it's okay that it's not comfortable because you need to go through it. Once we deeply know and find the sacred truth that is all around us, below us, and within us, once you can integrate it, things are different. And the question, or the soul inquiry question, is how is life currently trying to initiate you? What messages are you going through? What messages are you seeing? Um, what are you seeing come up for you? And now I'm going to, here we are 25 minutes in. I am literally going to pull out one of these mantra oracle cards. They are quite beautiful, I will say so. And I think how this is supposed to work, I haven't used this deck before. So pretty as having the ribbons there are. I just like to keep the cards loose in the box. Universe, what message, what mantra does the collective need this week? Oh, could this, see, I swear, I was not expecting that. I am just a breath of life. I am worth more than what I believe. Full mantra, I've no body, I've no mind, I've no spirit, I'm just a breath of life, a breath of life, a breath of God. Let me repeat that. I've no body, I've no mind, I've no spirit, I'm just a breath of life, a breath of life, a breath of God. Everything we believe to be true is based on an illusion. Our perception tricks us all the time. Yes, we keep thinking that the only reality is the visible matter that we can taste, smell, see, touch, or hear. We cannot see the electromagnetic field, but it exists. And if you doubt, play with a magnet against a metallic surface and witness it with your own eyes. We don't feel the Earth's rotation, but we know it's real because satellites can accurately measure it. Physics tells us that we are mostly made of void, yet we only trust what we can touch. There are microscopes that can literally take us, what we think is solid human bone and flesh, down to even below the atom, where it's nothing but waves of energy. What about our identity? What do you believe to be true, or what do we believe to be true about ourselves when it's actually illusion set up by our senses? In the movie The Matrix, the main character, Neo, is fascinated by a kid twisting a spoon with the power of his mind. The kid tells him, "Don't try and bend the spoon, that's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. There is no spoon. Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself." Negating the identity is a technique found in many ancient spiritual teachings, and its purpose is to break the individual out of the illusion and give them access to their universal essence. Shared in Kundalini Yoga during great yogi gatherings in the 20th century, this mantra exists in other forms, like the Isha Kriya proposed by Sadhguru. Just for a moment, agree to deny everything you believe to be true about yourself. Deny your job, your familiar status, family, your family status, your origins, your personality traits. Deny and observe what is left, your respiration, your breath. You don't need to think in order to breathe. Let the unbroken thread of breath teach you the truth about yourself. As Sadhguru says, it is tenderly balanced. You are not what you think. You are so much more. Leave the illusion behind. Yogi Bhajan's recording of this affirmation is very powerful. Breath of Life by Yogi Bhajan, album Destiny. I'm sure you could probably find it on Spotify, YouTube, or whatever. But this, I am just a breath of life. I am worth more than what I believe. And what did I tell you about shadow work? It's about not getting rid of your limiting beliefs, but analyzing them and realize what shadows they create and learn to integrate it. Therefore, changing your beliefs. And if you truly understand what I'm saying, you will understand why I call my business the Infinite Spark Collective. Because I am trying to get you in touch with that part of yourself that is timeless, that has no form. It is only light. It is only energy. And if you can allow yourself to open to that through your breath, through whatever way possible, my guides are saying, and what I'm hearing is, now's your time to explore. Explore how you can discover that you're not this and your stuff is not that. Okay? That it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion based on what we think. All of this stuff, the stuff you own, the stuff you are, the person you are, is simply based on the beliefs created by what you think, what you've been conditioned to believe. And we are not that. We are not that. We are but a breath, a spark of the infinite. I'm Kimberly, the founder of the Infinite Spark Collective. Thank you for being here today, and I'll see you tomorrow.